Chipzel's Spectra. This album here, I wouldn't consider even Chipzel's best, but again, I own it on CD, and it's also representative of a larger era in my life. The kind of music I listened to in early middle school was video game music. I was that kid in the hallway that, had the Mario World soundtrack on his phone and was listening to freaking, Dinosaur Land 1. I look back on that and I'm like, hey, I was pretty damn cool, because video game music's pretty great. One of those soundtracks that was really great was the soundtrack to Super Hexagon by Terry Kavanagh. Terry Kavanagh also made VVVVVV and Dicey Dungeons, but Super Hexagon soundtrack was composed by Chipzel, and it was so good that I looked up Chipzel as an artist, and this is the first time I ever did something like this, or thought to do something like this, is Google the artist of the soundtrack I was listening to online, and sure enough, she makes other stuff. All of Chipzel's work is composed using Game Boy hardware, at least her early stuff. I would say like the soundtrack for Dicey Dungeons, maybe a bit more going on there, but a lot of Chipzel's early stuff, just a Game Boy. I really liked her EP Fragments, which is kind of like the Super Hexagon soundtrack, like amped up even more, maybe more experimental. I would say Spectra here is a bit more of a full experience of an album, so it's not all bangers. There's a bit more of an arc in musically to how these tracks play out, which I really like, and I think you couldn't have a full album full of just bangers. I mean, you can, but I feel like with this sound it might get a little tiring. So I do like this album quite a bit, but again, I don't think it's her best. But this is the first CD that I bought of this ilk, and probably one of the first CDs that I bought. I don't know if it's the first CD I bought, but one of the first CDs I bought that is like something that I wanted to listen to, as opposed to like, oh, I got this Beatles CD from my dad or what have you. So it does mean quite a bit. I might have bought Shirobon's The Arcade Dream first. Chipzel is kind of my gateway to all of that, and I'm still, to this day, a pretty huge fan of chip tunes and chip music, and a lot of the stuff that whole community is making is just absolutely bonkers, and this artist and this album was sort of my entry point to that. Favorite track from this album, we're gonna go with Only Human, the 5th track, a little less than halfway through.